there that says the microphone. You just click on it and it'll go silent during your song.
Oh, okay. Right.
All
Yep.
right.
Yeah. Just tell
We
me
are
when.
live.
All right, here we go.
Here's the maybe.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast. Happy holidays. Welcome in. My name's Steve. Thank you to Evan Boyer and Adam Hood for the intro. We appreciate that. We get the
Makes
Adam
me
Hood
smile
mention.
every time.
Me too. We get the Adam Hood mention right out of the gate. So shout out to him. Seems to be a consistent theme. One of our favorites for sure. Folks, that's Soul Gravy up top.
Howdy.
How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good, man. Well, we love having you here. Show wouldn't happen without you because it's your show.
I don't know. It might. It might. That's all right.
No, I don't think it would.
You're like, no. It definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, I get the light right there. Folks, don't adjust your dials. Sam Donald has joined us today. How are you, sir?
Good, man. How are y'all? Thanks for having me.
Shoot, thanks for joining us. I know we've been working on getting you here for a little bit. So you are a busy man currently live from Nashville, from what I understand. So we're excited to have you here. I got
hanging out here in a hotel room after a full day in the studio. So
nice. We'll ask you a little bit about that. Folks, if you are joining us on YouTube, we appreciate it. That's our preferred place to chat. If you have questions, feel free to hop in. We'll do our best to kind of monitor the chat. If you're on Facebook, thank you as well for joining. Love having you there, but go check us out on YouTube if you don't mind. That'll be the last promotional for the evening. But I think what we'd like to do, Sam, if you don't mind, maybe just take a couple minutes in case for some reason there's somebody out there who doesn't know who you are. Could you maybe tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, man. My name's Sam Donald. I play in a country rock band that's based out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi, is where I grew up and I went to school, and it's where I grew up and did everything. And then music led me down to the coast where I live now, and I've been there for about 15, 16 years now. I moved down there to play with a different band back in the day, and I started doing this country rock thing after being a guitar player in a band for about a decade. I started doing my solo thing about 4 or 5 years ago, and started putting music out, and I've just been doing that since, and just always working hard to write and put music out and just do as good as I can, So that's kind of
great.
That's kind of it in a nutshell, I guess you could say. It's probably not 2 minutes, but
That's perfect, man. That's exactly what we're looking for. Well, hopefully by the end of tonight, we'll have some folks sliding over to your Spotify, Apple, and giving you a follow, and on socials, I know you're on TikTok, and I'm sure you're on Instagram and Facebook probably. I see you all over the place. So appreciate all the hard work. Yep. We're going to give you a little break. This is our favorite part of the evening. Also, our viewers, both of them enjoy this section. So, Soul Gravy, this is Why Are They Famous? Jackson, Mississippi version.
I think this might be the closest to Memphis that we've had so far.
Yeah, except for the one that was from Memphis, but yes.
Besides, true.
Yeah. So
I did pretty good on that one.
Yeah, you did really well. Now, we had so many to choose from in Memphis. We did a musical kind of trivia.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would imagine there's quite a few to choose from there.
Yeah, there's a couple. So Jackson, Mississippi is the capital of the state and also the state's most populous city. The 2020 census has us at 153,000. Does that sound about right?
I hadn't lived there in a time. I don't know. That's
I
probably
get it.
about
Yeah,
right.
if I was paying attention, I would have known you moved to the coast. But yeah,
Yeah,
so,
they've lost one over the years. So yeah, I'm on the coast now.
yeah,
I
lost
think they lost a couple though.
Yeah.
All right, Soul Gravy, are you ready?
Uh huh.
I'm going to start you off. I'm going to set you up for success right out of the gate. Gentleman's name is Walter Payton.
Okay, I'm familiar with Walter Payton. He is the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah.
Whatever. Apparently, he did a lot of good stuff and played good football.
Absolutely. Sweetness
That's right.
is his nickname. So shout out to Walter.
I was trying to remember his nickname, but it was not arriving quick enough. So.
All good. This one, I think you'll have a good shot at. Her name is Leanne Rhymes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her work. Yeah.
Leanne was born in Jackson. She actually, I think, lives in South Lake, which is not horribly far from where I am now, but grew up in Jackson. So shout out to Leanne Rhymes.
Well, there's one person that I wouldn't count her being dropping out of the census. So
Well,
there's one more. There's at least one more person that I know that is from there. So we'll see if he makes your list or not.
All right, we'll see.
All right.
I was going to be blue if you didn't get that one. All right. Next up, Cynthia Geary. A little tougher.
I don't think I'm familiar.
Have you ever seen the movie 8 Seconds?
I have. It's been forever.
Okay. You remember who that was about?
Mm-hmm. Lane, right?
Lane Frost. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
His wife in the movie was Cynthia Geary.
Okay.
I can't
Luke
remember.
Perry.
Yeah, Luke Perry's wife was Cynthia Geary. She also was in Northern Exposure, which is kind of an underrated show, I feel. But that's maybe just me.
I remember watching it
All right.
at one point in
Great.
time.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So this one gets a little bit more difficult. Brian Marshall.
I don't think I'm familiar.
All right, Brian. Man, I should have done the audio clue on this one. It feels like a lot of work at this point,
That's
so I'm
okay.
not going to. He was a founding member. You know, I like to feature bass players. He's a founding member of Creed and Alter Bridge.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, there we go. All right. All right, this one, Larry Hoover.
I know the name, but I don't know why. Why do I know that name?
Larry Hoover's a bad dude. He,
Okay.
I think, is in.
Sorry, Larry.
Yeah, what's the prison in Colorado? Ultramax or whatever. Anyway, it's like the toughest or like most isolated prison in the United States, a federal prison.
Uh-huh.
Supermax, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
Anyway, he's there. He ain't leaving. He was founder of a group called the Gangster Disciples.
Okay.
It was a gang started out of Chicago, but he's from Jackson. So shout out. All right. This one I think you might have a chance at, but I just clicked out of his name, so I need to go back and look at it. Hold on. Hold the phone, please. Damn, that did not
That's
go
funny.
back a little bit. All right, we're going to skip that one.
We're professionals, damn it.
Yeah. All right. This young lady has ties to Jackson. She's technically not from Jackson, but she's from pretty close. So we're going to go ahead and give you that one.
Okay.
Her name is Faith Hill.
Okay. I'm familiar with Faith's work. I didn't know she was. Well, yeah, I should have because she's had a song called Mississippi Girl. So.
She does.
She's Star Mississippi, actually, I think.
That's right. That's right.
And
This place right where I actually grew. I grew up like right out, say Jackson. I was right outside of Jackson.
Right outside? Yeah.
Pretty close to Star, yeah.
all right. You're going to have to Google picture this one, see if you recognize her. Mary Louise Parker.
I know the name, but let me see. You know me well enough to know that I don't know. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I can't tell you what she's been on, but I recognize her face.
What do you mean been on?
Um, I don't know. Isn't she an actor? Yeah, she's an
She is.
actress.
She is, absolutely. Well done on that one. Man, I can't believe I lost that one. That was going to be fun too.
Well,
all right, got a couple more for you.
okay. All right.
Big Mabel.
Big Mabel is a wrestler.
Not this one. I know we like to tie everything to professional wrestling.
Well, I mean, I'm from Memphis, so.
Her name was Mabel Smith, but she went by Big Mabel.
Definitely not a wrestler. Okay. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm familiar. I'm thinking she's a singer.
Yeah, R&B singer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty well known. McKinley Mitchell. Stay in that same category, Soul Gravy.
Singer, entertainer.
Yes. Gospel, well-known gospel and blues singer from.
Okay.
And then that's going to be it, folks, because I'm an idiot and I lost the other one. I'll see if I can find it during the break.
Okay, well, I've got a wrestling one.
Oh, you do?
His name was Jimmy Hart. And
he didn't show up
also
on the list.
A homie of the podcast, Jason Eady.
Yes, sir. Jason's been around.
So, yep, he was from
Atlanta, Fort Worth, bunch of different places.
But that was his home area.
What episode was that, Soul Gravy?
I don't know. I'll tell you real quick.
All right. Folks, you have homework. Go back and watch the, I'm pretty sure it was around Halloween.
Because we were talking about last year's Edie Fest.
Yep. Yeah. We'll give a breakdown of that later. But, folks, thanks for...
Episode 41.
Episode 41. All right, cool. One more. This one is technically not from Jackson, but one of the more famous people from Mississippi, has some ties to Jackson, but his name's William Faulkner.
I'm familiar with William Faulkner. Yes, he's
made it in episodes. Go check out episode 75 with Tennessee Jet. We talk about that song, William Faulkner. And if you haven't heard it, you should go listen to it because it's awesome. But that was Jackson, Mississippi, folks.
Right. That's cool. Stuff, I think.
Thank you for bearing with us through that. It was always fun. I want to ask you, Sam, we have one question. Well, we have two questions that we ask every time. This is one of them. This is called the pie question. We're going to break down the music business or music as it relates to you into four different areas. So those four areas are song creation, songwriting, performance, recording, and then the fourth piece of the pie is everything else that's not one of those first three areas that probably ends up taking a big chunk of your time, like doing podcasts and media, being a guy that does bus maintenance and sells merch and does all those things. So which of those four areas, I guess, most feels like home to you?
Outside of the things you named?
No, well, if it's, would it be songwriting, performance, recording? Is there one of those areas, or maybe something else that you kind of feel like, oh, that's my jam. That's what I'm best at, or that's what I enjoy the most?
Songwriting, definitely. That's
okay.
Songwriting and recording, because I feel like I finish songs a lot in the studio. So it's kind of, I guess those two kind of go together for me.
Sure.
Because sometimes I'll take a half written idea into the studio, and the guy that I work with usually helps me finish it up, or a co-write or something too. So I would say that those are my two personal favorite things about being a musician. Nice. The reason I've stuck with it as long as I have is just because I just truly love doing it. I tell people all the time that if I even wasn't making a little bit of money doing it, I would still be doing it just because I don't like play Xbox or do anything. I play music for fun. So.
Very cool. I do as well, but just not very well. That's my problem. Soul Gravy, however, is very talented. So I guess my follow-up question to that, I know you said I didn't know that you played in a band for 10 years before you kind of decided to do the solo thing. Were you writing while you were part of the band, or was that one of your job responsibilities?
The band that I was in, well, I mean, I've been in several bands even before that one, but this band, it was the longest stretch of a band that I've been in. I was just the guitar player, and it was a cover band, but we still wrote and did stuff. I still wrote because that's what I like to do, and I kind of like forced them to do it sometimes. Even though they didn't always want to do it, I'd just be like, "Look, I wrote this," and we would record it. I would try to record it and stuff. So that's before that I started working in, a little bit more professional studios and stuff. So I've just always had like I said, a love for just creating music and writing. It's kind of just fun for me,
So this is a little bit overused, probably podcast question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it. So process-wise, it sounds like you definitely have a little bit of a different process, at least with some of your songs, where you're taking them, to the studio to kind of wrap up. And I know lots of folks do that. But in terms of kind of the origins, are you more of a notes in the phone kind of guy, or melody first or lyrics first?
Yeah,
How do you get there?
I'm definitely a hum the melody guy, and then a cool line happen, and then it just kind of flows after that. And if I get hung up, I usually have some people that are better at me than lyrics, that I'll bounce off ideas. And I've always felt like melody's been a little bit stronger. My stronger thing that I'm good with is finding good melody, and then maybe a good line or a subject matter to go off of. And then sometimes I'll finish it, and sometimes I'll have people help me. So
sure, it's nice to have those sounding boards that can kind of, especially from folks that know you and that kind of know.
I've got a couple of people in my corner that I've just been doing it with for years that I really trust, and it just worked well together.
Sounds good. Speaking of recording, I don't, maybe a good time to chat about that, but I know you've been busy today and probably before today in the studio. Anything that you can share with us regarding what's going on with that or that experience?
It's been good. It's been a little bit different than what I normally do. I mean, the stuff I usually do is a little bit more on which this is on a little bit of the edgy side too, but this one's got a lot of blues influence in it. It's really bringing some Mississippi roots into it. It's got a lot of slide guitar and stuff in it, so it's a little bit different than anything I've put out, and I'm excited about it. It sounded pretty good when I left, so hopefully it'll shape up by the time it's done.
Well, I think at least in my head before we started doing this show, there's a lot of assumptions in terms of the recording process and kind of what step that was in terms of getting, eventually getting the music out. And now we have all these different layers with social media, and that now fits into the, process chain of trying to figure out, when am I going to get this out? So I'm not going to press you on that, but do you think it'll be something that'll be coming up this next year? Is it?
Yeah. Actually, it's the whole reason that I kind of accidentally booked the studio time with this podcast, because I'm kind of in a crunch to get a song out in January, and my producer had time available this Monday and Tuesday, so I was like, let's do it, because we were both available, and I was like, I got the podcast too, so but it worked out. But
appreciate
that's the reason I came up here, is just because he's busy too, and we just made it work, so.
Yep. Without getting maybe ultra specific, can you talk a little bit about, producer selection, that kind of process, how you figure out who you want to work with? And I know at least from kind of what you've said before, you've had a few different experiences. So was this, I don't know, I'm just curious how you get to that point to go, all right, this is the person I want to work with.
Well, The guy that I work with today is the same guy that I've been working with him for 8 years, and pretty much
Okay.
every song that I have out, he has done, except with the exception of a few, which have just been like acoustic releases that I've kind of, sometimes I record stuff myself and
Gotcha.
doesn't sound nearly as good, but it's just a whole different kind of thing, you know?
Sure.
But
Bones.
I actually found Zach. That's the producer's name is Zach Kill. And when I was playing in my cover band, and through another friend that was recording with him, and that's kind of just how we hooked up. And I just started doing a side project thing, and that was actually like kind of indie rock what I was doing then, and we've just developed it into this country thing over 8 years of us recording together. So we've probably recorded close to 30 songs together, 30, 40 songs in 8 years. I mean, some of it being different projects, but most of it being my solo stuff, which we've been really dialed in on the last 4 years, you know?
Great. Okay. Well, I'm going to stop hammering away. I'm going to hand it over to Soul Gravy and let him.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I mean, there's a lot to pick through on that, but one of the things you said was you kind of had a goal to release a song in January.
Yeah.
What goes into that? I mean, why? I mean, I understand there, you have to set goals and all of that, but just for the regular person that's listening to your music, why are you having to? What's your goal for planning like that?
Well, just what I've heard through, being around people in the industry, like the standard now is to release music every 6 to 8 weeks. So that's my goal for this year, is to release music every 6 to 8 weeks, because it's just the standard. People are always going to want something new. I mean, when 6 weeks is up after you put a song out, they're probably, if you're just putting out singles, they're going to be ready for something else new. And I'm also, as somebody that pushes a lot on social media, I'm also ready for the next song, because I'm used to the song that I'm promoting, So I'm usually happy to see that 6 to 8 week period come up, because I'm ready to move on to the next song. And I write a lot, so it's an enjoyable process for me. I love.
That's good.
Yeah. So I have almost too many songs. It's almost a little aggravating that I can't always get to all of them, because I feel like they're my kids, It's like I want to show them all love, but sometimes all the kids don't get the love,
You probably are ready to put them out there in some way, shape, or form after you've written them.
I am. I always get this wild here where I've got like a little home studio where I record stuff. Like I said, it doesn't sound nearly as good as, because I'm not an engineer, but I can record stuff. And sometimes I'm just like, well, is this maybe good enough to put out acoustic, but I always try to refrain myself from doing that when I can, unless it's like a cover or something. It's kind of a different thing.
And you talking about the covers, you mentioned the cover bands several times, and that's pretty much all I do is just play in the corner bar cover bands. What kind of music was that band?
It was, it's kind of like some of the covers that I put out. It was kind of, grunge, 90s.
Okay.
We did some 80s stuff too. I mean, it was
so a lot of that stuff you broke down into the acoustic version was
pretty much, yeah. It's just funny.
Cool.
Before I did TikTok or anything, like I think the first like super viral song that I had was Heart Shaped Box, and like I recorded that at my house like probably 2 years before I even ever had a TikTok account, and then I made a video for it and it got 8 million views, and I was like, why didn't I do this a long time ago?
That's where me and Sam met originally, was on TikTok and all of that stuff. When did something like that? When did that ball start to roll for you on there? I mean, I know socials can be it can be a great thing, it can be a headache, it can be all of it at one time. But when did something finally pop off for you, and were you intending on it to pop off, or did it just kind of happen?
I mean, I fully like hoped with everything that something would work, but you just, when you're like starting, you're just like, this is never going to work, And Zach, the guy that I record with, he just, we were writing these songs, and like at one point I had like 80 monthly listeners on Spotify, and he was like, dude, if you want people to hear your stuff, like there's more people than just like in your hometown that can hear this stuff. He's like, you got to just put it out there and see what happens. So he finally talked me into it. I made the TikTok account, and man, I probably did it for every day for 7 months. And in 7 months, I probably got to like 500 followers. And then finally I had just I think it was Make You Want God. Actually, I posted this song we're going to, I think, play later. I posted it, and like, it got like 10,000 views in like 20 minutes or something. I could like see it. That's back when TikTok had popped a little bit harder, and like you could see the numbers. Like every time I'd go off the page and go back on, you could like, I was like, it's finally working. And it was, I don't know. It felt really good after putting every day into something for 7 months and seeing like, something rewarding finally.
One of my favorite things about is TikTok in general, but I mean, social media, like I said, can be kind of crazy in some ways, but also I've met some of the most supportive folks on socials, especially on TikTok.
Yeah.
That I'm not trying to do the same thing that you're doing, but I was still trying to learn and find my way through all that stuff, and meeting people through socials and having people support what you do, no matter what it is really cool. So I can only imagine that put some gas in the tank to keep to even to keep on going.
Yeah, dude. It was that one video that kind of took off and got like 15,000 views or something like that. Like it was the spark that I needed, because I mean, honestly, I was I think I was 37 when I started doing TikTok, and I was like, man, I'm just too old to be doing this. It just didn't feel right. And I mean, I thank God it did. It's really paid off and helped me out a lot. So it's really it's kept me to be able to do the thing that I really love doing, which is making music and recording, which is just what I've always loved to do since I was a teenager. So
that's cool. And when I was looking back for the Jason Eady episode, Talbot, the one right around that was John Cott.
That's a good transition.
John.
Yep. I was going to ask, how that relationship come about, and if you guys don't know John, he's a guest on the podcast, and another one of those Texas guys that that I didn't know before the pod, and then really dig now after getting to talk to him. So
yeah, dude, John's a great guy, and I consider him one of my best friends. And we met through the cover band stuff, actually. The name of his band at the time was called Mojiles, and they were kind of popular in the circuit that my cover band was playing in also. And I got his number from somebody. They just said that he was a booking agent. Also, he booked shows, and he booked a lot of shows for my old band. And that's kind of, I was the guy that booked these shows for that band. So I always talked a lot. And then, I realized that Mojiles, they wrote music too. And then, I can't remember exactly how it all happened, but we just started talking about original stuff, and we both kind of realized that was actually like our real passion. We just were playing, we just played covers so we can pay our bills, and not have to get real jobs, Have fun while we're doing it.
Well, shout out to John.
Yeah.
He's a friend of the program, a couple different programs, to be honest, and just a great dude. And Soul Gravy, actually got to meet him for the first time in October, which is really cool. I get to see John on a semi-regular basis, so that's cool for me. But I can't say enough good things about Mr. Cott. Folks, you have homework, by the way. Go stream 3 Sheets, because that's a song that Sam and John have done together, which is awesome.
I think that's what. I think he played that on our podcast episode with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yep, for sure. Well, I know it feels like Sam, I know it feels like it's been 3 hours, but it's actually been 30 minutes, and we're at halftime.
Okay.
So we are actually going to have you give us a little intro on the song that we're going to play called "Make You Want God."
Okay, yeah. This is the song I was talking about that was kind of the first song that took off for me on social media and kind of gave me the platform to keep pushing forward and doing this original music thing and pursuing it. And the song's just is kind of about not taking shortcuts, and there's going to be temptation along the way to go astray. So that's kind of the bottom line of that song right there.
Cool. Well, Soul Gravy, we will hit the little button here so you get the best cut of it, folks.
Right.
Give this one a listen. It's the first time you've heard Sam, then I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I don't need to tell you, boy, the road you're running ain't got shortcuts. Dirt and gravel, twists and turns, gonna tempt you, kid, until you learn. There's hell to pay when the sun breaks down. Gonna make you want religion, make you want God. Gonna make you want God. Beat me down at the river to baptize my soul. Found the devil on the bank waiting to take his toll. He said, boy, I'd be obliged. You give me your soul, you get this bottle to survive. Sell me your soul. Fire and fury, it's the place you gotta go. Shakes and shivers, hard withdrawals. Now you want the bottle at any cost. Grit and gravel, twist and turns. You see the devil in disguise at every turn. Your hands get to shaking like Jericho's wall. Gonna make you want religion, make you want God. Gonna make you want God. Meet me down at the river to baptize my soul. Found the devil on the bank waiting to take his toll. He said, boy, I'd be obliged. You give me your soul, you get this bottle to survive. Sell me your soul. Fire and fury, it's the place you gotta go. It's the place you gotta go. Cause I found the devil on the vine. We gave our souls to take his time. Cause I found the devil on the vine. Listen up, he had to say. Down at the river to baptize my soul. Found the devil on the bank waiting to take his toll. He said, boy, I'd be obliged. You give me your soul, you get this bottle to survive. Sell me your soul. Fire and fury, it's the place you gotta go. Cause I found the devil on the vine. We gave our souls to take his time. Cause I found the devil on the vine. Listen up, he had to say.
Alrighty, there we go, folks. Thank you. That was great. I do have some questions, though.
Nice little lullaby there.
Yeah, good stuff. So when you hear that now, and I don't know, everybody has different kind of setups when it comes to listening to their own music, but what goes through your head when you hear that now?
I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, that song was, it was kind of a breaking point for me because I was kind of at a point where I was like, am I going to keep doing this or am I not? And because I was doing some previous songs before that was kind of just going with the grain of what was cool and what was popular. And this was one where I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it my way, and like it don't really matter what happened. What do I have to lose, basically?
Yeah.
And it turned out that it's paid off. It's been my biggest song. So I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a weird feeling when I do hear it. I don't listen to really my own stuff that I record, but when I do hear it, besides when I'm playing, and it's just it makes me think of how grateful I am for it, honestly. Because I probably worked for that song, and I might would have hung it up, honestly. So
that's very cool. I did want to talk about another one of the folks in your camp that I know I've gotten to know a little bit over the last, I don't know, 2-3 years. Again, another person off social media that I learned about, but became a good friend, and his name's Jeff.
Oh,
anything you can share about Jeff? I know he's been a big part of what you have going on.
Jeff has been literally my biggest supporter for the last decade. As far as he was there during all the cover band stuff, like all this stuff that I have going now.
Yep.
He used to come out and support my cover band a lot. He would just come to every show and just always hang out with everybody, and became a good friend. And we met at a show, and he became a good friend outside of that. And then when I started doing this stuff, I was like, man, I'm gonna do TikTok. I was like, I need somebody to. I've got this idea where I want to film myself playing music out in the woods. I mean, it just seemed kind of ridiculous at the time. You know what I mean? And he's followed my lead the whole way. He's followed me, and he's a great guy, man. So he's really been there for me, and can't thank him enough.
Yep, absolutely. Well, folks, if you need motivation, get up early and watch Jeff on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not ever catch those, but I hear about them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what a great dude, and we all need people like that in our camps. And so I want to give him a quick shout out.
He's become quite the cameraman too. I mean, he's really gotten. I mean, if you go back to when we first started, how we were doing stuff, we didn't know what we were doing when we started doing this stuff. We didn't know nothing about lining, syncing audio up and video, and man, we've learned a lot together. So
yeah,
he's a great guy, man.
So I was thinking about earlier, kind of things on TikTok popping off. We've had Tim Gooden kind of had a similar thing with one of his songs, and Bill Taylor both. Similar situations to what you've went through, as far as unexpected things popping off on social media, and then trying to navigate that into asses and seats. Can you talk about, I guess everybody assumes that just because you get social media presence and followers and things like that that it's going to show up immediately. But how have you navigated that?
I mean, it's been good and it's been bad, just depending where it's at. I mean,
gotcha.
Luckily through your analytics, you can kind of see, like on Spotify, you can see people are listening at. So I'm trying to get better at going to places where people are listening a lot. It just, unfortunately, most people are listening to me like one of my biggest platforms is in Chicago, and it's I live in South Mississippi, so it's not exactly easy for me just to go play in Chicago as it would be Baton Rouge, Louisiana or something. You know what I mean? But I've played in Oklahoma and had a ton of people show up for it. So it's just it's kind of hit or miss. It's not always great, but I mean sometimes it is. It's just you never really know what you're going to get, honestly.
But it opened a lot of doors just to get started.
Yeah, I mean, just because you get viral moments, it definitely doesn't mean you're going to be. I guess it just depends on what kind of viral moment it is, but it doesn't translate like sold out rooms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Some of those Coldplay viral moments can lead to divorce, I've heard. So,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, I just wanted to point that out because, people that listen to podcasts, they might not know any, how there's goods and bads and all of that stuff. But as far as it had to open a lot of doors, at the beginning for you to be able to play those rooms. But
oh for sure.
but then it's also still a slow grow too, just like a lot of other independent artists.
Yeah, I think there's nothing really like seeing a band in real life compared to like over a phone screen. I think once you make a real fan in real life, they'll be a fan for life. When somebody's passively scrolling back, it's harder to make that connection. But
I
my
could
hope
see that.
is that all this will translate to people that do come out consistently to.
So my point to asking that question or for all of that is to go to shows, y'all. Anybody
Yeah,
that's watching this thing,
Yeah, you'll make new
all the
friends.
independent guys, go to shows, buy some merch, make a connection.
yeah, for sure, man.
You won't regret it.
All that stuff really helps us out, and it just, I mean, honestly, for guys like me, when I hear somebody say they drove 2 hours because that was the closest I'm going to be, and no telling when, like, I mean, that stuff just means everything to me, I mean, that's crazy, crazy talk to me for somebody to drive 2 hours to watch me play,
Yeah,
like the coolest feeling ever.
I mean, you get to play your songs.
Yeah. And that's way different than what I've been doing the last 15, 20 years, which is playing other people's songs. So,
Which is fun with your boys, but it's a different kind of rewarding
yeah,
to play your stuff, I'm sure.
yeah, sure, man. And like, there's a big difference between a 4 hour show where you take breaks and then where you just play a 75-minute set. It's like we always call it real shows. It's like we're playing real compared to a cover.
Well, Soul Gravy and I are going to form a cover band of. They're going to be cover of old Mojile songs, so this should be fun.
That'd be awesome. I'd come to that show.
Yeah, well, maybe not, but so I actually have a question for Soul Gravy.
Uh-oh.
I meant to ask it right after the song, but I figure your memory's better than mine. But vocally, and Sam, I'll ask you a different version of this question in a second. But vocally, not to be lazy, but is there somebody that you kind of, when you hear Sam's voice and go, that reminds me a little bit of this person?
No, I was thinking about that while I was listening to it, and I really couldn't put a pin in one, because the music is definitely something in that shine down, saliva, that you know what I mean, just the arrangement and things like that. That's what it reminded me of. I don't know anything about music besides what I hear, but that's what was coming to mind.
Well, there's definitely a unique grit and sizzle in Sam's voice, and I think, and when I say unique, it is there aren't a lot of folks that would fit into that category, which I think is a great thing for Sam. But my question for you, Sam, is I'm sure people come up to you at the merch table and go, "Oh, hey, you know what? You sound like this person, or you remind me of this person." Who is that?
And mine wasn't the voice. Mine was the style. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely nonstop with like the Kurt Cobain stuff online. I mean, I guess it's because I've done a Nirvana cover. So I get a lot of a lot of Silverchair, which is like Silverchair is one of my favorite bands. So I love hearing that. Yeah, just a lot of stuff from the grunge era. I get a lot of. I mean, I guess it's just a kind of a nasty voice. I mean, it's. And I think you're right. People say it's unique, and it's the reason I didn't. I was always just a guitar player. I always thought I sounded kind of weird, so I didn't sing for a long time because I was kind of, like timid of the way I sounded until somebody was like, "Hey, man, you sound good," So
So, Gravy, if you gave Dustin Perkins a electric guitar, do you think there could be a little bit of a comparison there?
I mean, yeah, if you threw him in that kind of that style of music, yeah. There's definitely a gravel road
I'm not
grit
sure what
there.
episode. Yeah, I'm not sure what episode that was, folks. But go back and search Texas to Tennessee, and we like to give our friend Dustin a shout out every once in a while. So
Definitely
we
one of the good
are.
guys.
Yeah, we have a couple more questions, and then we're going to head into rapid fire. We are coming to the end, folks. It's almost over. I want to know, you have a new song coming out on, or you have a song coming out on Friday. And so that's another good reason to go follow Sam and make sure you pre-save that song so it'll pop up on your list on Friday. Can you tell us anything about that one?
Yeah, it's just a. Sometimes I base things off of what I put on social media, like where I need to pivot or what do I need to do. And I posted this up, man, and it did really well, and a lot of people were asking for it, and so I just decided to put it out. It's just a cover of "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins, and it's just totally. It's one of my recordings, so it's like super. It's really just a live recording. I have a template set up in my home studio where I just rehearse songs or I write, where I can go listen and hear it like in a studio environment.
Right.
And yeah, I just played it and I sang it and I showed it to my wife and I had no intentions of releasing it. And she said, you got to put this out. She really loved it. And I sent it to I have a pedal steel player in my band and I sent it to him. I let him lay a little steel over just the live thing that I did. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So that'll be Friday.
Yep. Friday, folks, you can find the First Listen Friday playlist if you go to Spotify, and it will be on that playlist. And you can air drum along for the parts where I don't know what it sounds like, but there's a pretty famous little section in there. So
yeah,
looking forward to it.
Yeah. Right.
And then I guess one more question before we get to rapid fire. Being in a band and then running a band are two pretty different experiences. Can you talk a little bit about maybe your learning curve or, what that was like of going from one thing to the other?
Yeah, I'm still learning, man. I feel like every day I'm trying to learn a new way to like get my stuff out there and seeing more. But, I did the cover circuit and scene for so long that like that's just you show up and you set your stuff up, you crack a beer open and you start having fun. Like when you're doing this, it's like you got to worry about merch and booking the shows and tickets and you don't ever have to do tickets for cover shows and stuff, or we didn't, but it's just running ads and worrying about your social media and like it's just a lot more goes into it than just the cover band stuff for sure. So it is definitely a full-on business because there's just so many different avenues you have to learn to keep it going. And my wife, fortunately, she helps me out a lot with it because she's a lot smarter than I am, so she helps keep it.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Gravy, do you want to slide one in before
No,
rapid fire?
we're good.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to rapid fire. Sam, you don't have to. These don't take a ton of thought, but first off, you mentioned Spotify, so at least I know you've spent some time on there. I think within the last couple of weeks, old Spotify Wrapped came out. Did you get to see who was on your Spotify Wrapped in terms of who you listen to?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even listen to Spotify.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, that's a great answer.
I hope they don't see this, but yeah, I just
I think there's not a great chance.
Yeah. No, man. Honestly, if I want to, this sounds really weird. I still listen to music, but I'm kind of stuck in my old ways of just like I still listen to like just 90s stuff a lot, just because that's just what I like. But most of the time what I'm listening to is something that I'm working on. So I'm usually like listening to like an idea that I'm working on is usually what I'm listening to. But if I need inspiration, I'll swing over to, YouTube and look up whatever I'm looking for. That's how I usually listen to music.
Sounds good. So I don't know. You're probably not old enough for this question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it. Is there a physical album that you have owned more than once? So it could be a CD, it could be an actual LP, it could be, I mean, technically it could be cassette tape, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to answer with that. So
let's see here. I think I had it's either probably a Creed CD. I think I had a couple different Creed CDs and
okay.
maybe Third Eye Blind. Third Eye Blind's always been my favorite bands. That one with Semi.
Oh, nice.
That was like one of my favorite albums ever.
Absolutely. All right, good answer. I want to know the first concert that you attended, and then the first concert that you paid to go see.
I think it was. That wasn't like church related. I went to a lot of church stuff growing up, but like the first like big concert, I think it was Seether in high school. I think it was like around 2000, maybe 99, something like that.
That's the third Seether mention that we've had. Soul Grave. We have a friend that's been on the show whose drummer's dad was in Seether out of Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. I actually get. I mean, it kind of goes with the Nirvana thing, but you were talking about comparisons. I get that a lot too. So.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I'm a huge fan. They just played at Hard Rock in Below not long ago, and I was doing a cover thing in the center bar, and they played that night, so it was cool.
Gotcha.
Huge fan.
Was that also the first? Was that also the first paid show the first show that you paid to go see?
No, I can't even. I'm trying to think back. It may have been like I think I went to see My Chemical Romance at Memphis in May.
Ah, nice.
It's been a long time ago. It's been a while back.
Yeah.
I bet
Seether
that was fun.
one of the loudest shows I've ever been to.
Yeah, dude.
They were pretty tough.
They're awesome, man.
Have you ever been to a Drive-By Trucker show or Whitey Morgan show? Because I'm still trying to get my eardrums back from that.
I have, but it was still between. There was one with Theory of a Dead Man and Stain at a casino in Tunica. That was between Stain and Seether, because both of them were relatively smaller venues, like around 1,000 or so. So it was kicking, man.
That's awesome.
All right,
the other loudest one was Fuel at Memphis in May. Honestly.
Okay. I can change it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. West
This
Tennessee
one's
folks.
Soul Gravy's question. Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Go ahead.
I got one for you too, before we finish. So.
Oh well, fire away.
Okay. No, you mentioned the Spotify Wrapped. I'm curious what yours would be. Do you remember who was on the top of yours there, Tabo?
I do. I have a few folks.
Okay.
There's a little band out of Oklahoma called Turnpike. They're pretty well represented on my Spotify. We have, let's see, who else was on there? Jason Isbell was on there. Jared Morris was on there.
Okay.
Let's see, who else? I'd have to look at it, but I think
That's
those
all right.
were
That's all right.
3 of my top 5 for sure.
Yeah. So, mine was Turnpike, Chris Knight, and then Lucero because of the intro of the show, because we play Texas to Tennessee twice every weekend for the last 2 years.
I don't think it's full credit, but I hope
well, I mean, it showed up for I mean, that's part of it. Then Brent Cobb, and then friend of the pod, Adam Hood. So
Adam Hood was also on my top 5 for sure.
Yep.
Jason Eady might have been in my top 5. Yep. All right. Good question.
Continue
Sam,
on.
if you were going to start a podcast, which I'm sure that's high on your list of things that you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Who would be your first guest?
musical?
Yeah, well, yeah, musical's fine.
Anybody?
Yeah, you get your choice, man. You start off with the boom.
Man.
I mean, I haven't seen Seether do too many interviews.
Yeah, that is true. You don't.
We're still working on it.
Man, I was a huge Incubus fan in high school, so like, I would just probably say anybody from the band Incubus. I freaking loved them when I was in high school, and I still do. So I don't know. That's just like a wall, you know.
Understand.
That would be a cool one. All right, next one. What's your ideal green room look like?
Something with a bucket of beer in it. That's about all I need.
Fair enough. What's the flavor of choice for you?
We usually drink Coors Light.
All right. Well, we're trying to get them on as a sponsor, so I'll let you know when that happens.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sure they appreciate the shout out.
Yeah.
2 other questions. We got to add your music to any soundtrack, TV, movie, whatever. You get your choice. What movie or TV show would you like to have your music on?
Man, just from what everybody keeps telling me is Land Law, not Land Law.
Landman.
Landman. Yeah.
That'd be a good one for sure.
Land Law's coming up. That's Sheridan's next
one.
Yeah, next show. That is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then my last.
What's the
Go
other
ahead. Sorry.
The cowboy movie.
I could hear like the Sons of Anarchy stuff, like the way it's got the way you had that slow like dragon chain thing. Like
people have commented that a lot over the years too. You know, they could hear it on that. So yeah, something in that vein, something dark.
Cool. All right, so I lied. I have 2 more questions.
No love movies or chick flicks.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay.
What's an underloved song of yours? So one that you are really proud of, but for whatever reason, maybe just doesn't get the attention that it deserves on places where people steal music.
Man, it's probably before like anything really started jumping off for me online. Is a song called Goot. It's GOOT, and it stands for Get Out of Town. I don't know. It's just like a rocking song. I just feel like it's a pretty cool song. So I've just always liked that one.
All right, folks, you have homework while you're on Sam's. Yeah, while you're on Sam's page, make sure you follow wherever it is that you steal music, and then while you're there, go ahead and pre-save the song that's coming out on Friday. That way, when you wake up Friday morning, you can go have it delivered right to you, and then go listen to Goot.
Yeah,
we'd appreciate it. So
yeah, it's one of my favorites. We hadn't even played it live in a while, but I don't know. I always liked it personally.
Awesome. All right, last question that I have, and then we're just setting you up for the big finish here with Soul Gravy. Right. I want to know a venue inside the state of Mississippi that you haven't played that you would like to play, and then one outside the state of Mississippi that you absolutely would like to play that you haven't.
I know there's like in Brandon, Mississippi, there's an amphitheater there. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I just know a lot of people come through there. I'm seeing a lot of shows, and the fact that basically everybody that I grew up with lives in that area. It would be really cool to play that amphitheater eventually. And then outside of that, I mean, Red Rocks is like the ultimate bucket list, right?
Right.
That'd be pretty cool.
I just want to go.
The reason why we asked that is because, I mean, it's happened a bunch where we asked that question, and then maybe a year down the road, so-and-so we see opening up, and they're playing at Red Rocks, or they're playing at the amphitheater in their state, or wherever it may be. So we'll mark this part of the tape and speak it into existence. So
man, I hope
Yeah,
so.
Wynn got to play Billy Bob's. He mentioned that one, and Taylor Honeycutt got to open for Red Clay Strays at Red Rocks.
Yeah,
Yep, we had a couple of Opry folks that ended up getting to play at the Opry, which is pretty cool. So, all right, Soul Grave, these all yours.
All right. Like I said earlier, make sure you go follow wherever you listen to your music. Hit the follow button and all the socials and everything. Whenever you see independent guys make posts, like, share, comment, all that stuff. Make that time that they put into the videos and posts matter. Engage. But all right, this started off as a joke on episode 1, Sam, and now it is a requirement that we ask this question. So, what is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
all of them.
We've had that a couple times.
You and Josh.
Let's see here. I don't know, man. I'm a sucker for a zebra cake.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Is a zebra cake and a Christmas tree cake the same thing, or are they in different categories?
This time of year, I'll take a Christmas cake.
All right.
Well done.
All right.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you so much for joining tonight. We appreciate it. Tune in tomorrow at 8:00 Central Time. Our friend Seth Vandover will be on. If you are not familiar with him, make sure you show up. We'll get familiar with him.
You got 23 hours.
Yep. We appreciate your time. Best of luck. And if there's anything we can do for you, let us know.
Awesome, man. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.